Good, happy Thursday evening, April 21, 2022. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, police search for Concord couple not seen for days. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A better internet experience is finally here. With Fidium Fiber Internet, you get ultra-fast gig speeds on a dedicated connection. That's 1,000.
Well, investigators admit this is a very strange situation. They have no idea where this couple is right now. Police say that this couple lives in the Heights area of Concord, and while not specifically saying exactly where they're from, we can tell you that there is a large police presence here at the Alton Woods apartment complex. Right now, local and state police, as well as the Central New Hampshire Special Operations Unit, are searching by ground and by air for 66-year-old Wendy Reed and her husband, 67-year-old Stephen Reed. Concord police say they were reported missing last night, that they were last seen by family on Easter, and were last heard from on Monday. Now, as far as they know, investigators say the Reeds had said that they were going for a hike near where they live, but it's not clear where they were going, and their cars and personal belongings are all at their home.
And that's the tough part about this case, right? So 28 years as a police officer, I have not seen a case like this. It's very tough. We have the leads that we're following up on, we can exhaust them very quickly. We have no clothing description to put out.
Police say that the Reeds are active and there's no medical concerns with this couple. If you have any information whatsoever, or if you've seen them in the past couple of days, Concord Police would like you to call them or their anonymous crime line. Reporting live in Concord tonight, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. No new COVID-19 deaths announced in New Hampshire as cases continue to rise.
Here in New Hampshire, active cases of COVID now top 2,500 tonight for the first time since February. DHHS is reporting 376 new cases of the virus, but there are no new deaths. COVID-positive hospitalizations are now up to 67 tonight, the most since March 4th. But those receiving treatment for COVID, that number is down to 15.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Rye Harbor business granted waiver to allow it to continue selling lobster rolls. Others in the small harbor complain about traffic and trash issues. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Better internet experience is finally here. With Fidium Fiber Internet, you get ultra-fast gig speeds on a dedicated connection. That's 1,000 megabits per second.
Once the summer season hits, Rye Harbor will be bustling with maritime activity. From commercial fishermen, charters and whale watches to recreational boaters. A quintessential working harbor.
But unfortunately, that's not what it's turning into.
A controversy boiling over about the Rye Harbor Lobster Pound in one of the shacks along the harbor's narrow driveway entrance. Last year, lacking a concession agreement, the governor granted a waiver. Their business on a roll through the pandemic.
They've just expanded way beyond what this facility will take.
It's led to traffic issues, trash issues, negative impacts on the other rights of entry holders.
The governor asked his development authority to grant a waiver again this year, and after hearing public comment, it voted in favor with strict conditions. The owner relieved and grateful.
I'm looking forward to working with everyone to see if we can have the harmony that we had before COVID down there.
It just seemed to me that that was a way of living with a difficult situation this year, giving us time to find a solution, and the pledge I made is we are not going to be in this situation next May.
Now that waiver also extends to the other businesses in those shacks. The board also voting today to undertake a study to see how to balance the interests of all the stakeholders here. And the governor issuing a statement that says he's excited about the vote and about stopping by for a lobster roll. Live at Rye Harbor, Jennifer Compton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Video of crash that killed retired officer not yet turned over by state police prosecutor, says. Judge says if video not released by next month, it might not be admissible at trial. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractor.
Pretty important because it's a video of allegedly of the defendant striking the deceased victim on her bicycle.
That victim was retired Police Sergeant Donna Briggs. The accident happened back in September of last year on Route 125 in Kingston. Craig Sproul has been indicted on negligent homicide and conduct after an accident charges for allegedly causing that accident. At Thursday's hearing, the state also revealed its offered a plea bargain.
But it does call for substantial state prison.
My inclination is this is probably moving towards a trial posture, but I think Mr. Sproul needs some time to really review that and make that final decision.
That includes seeing the video taken from Bump and Grind Auto Body, which the county attorney is having trouble getting from state police.
I think it's very hard for Mr. Sproul to make decisions without that kind of discovery.
Judge David Ruoff said that given this happened back in September, it shouldn't take this long to produce the video.
It's 2022. Converting video files from one format to another shouldn't take 8 months.
The judge adding he would issue an order compelling state police to produce the video by May 23rd, or there is the possibility the state would not be able to use it at trial. The defense was also given until June 1st to file motions to suppress.
And just caveat that it's going to be difficult to make a final decision on a plea until I've reviewed that.
Now, Sproul entered pleas of not guilty to the 2 indictments. Jury selection is set to begin in January. Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire gets mixed grades in new air quality report. The American Lung Association says New Hampshire got improved grades for ozone, but had more days with high particle pollution. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Don't treat as coffee. I treat with coffee. Flies everywhere. No, I treat.
We are getting a first look at the American Lung Association's 2022 State of the Air report. The report released just after midnight finds that New Hampshire's grades improved for ozone in all counties. But 3 counties, Hillsborough, Rockingham, and Cheshire, got lower grades for particle pollution. The association says both ozone and particle pollution can cause health issues like premature death and asthma attacks. Particle pollution can also cause lung cancer.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Disney World's Reedy Creek District. What's next? Let's take a listen to that video from WESH2 News in Orlando, Florida.
A huge impact on Orange and Osceola counties. How are local officials reacting?
Well, Stu, to put it short, local officials are not happy. We spoke with Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings along with Orange County Tax Collector Scott Rudolph. And in the words of Scott Rudolph, he said that the dissolving of Reedy Creek could be a, quote, potential financial fiasco for the county.
Yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario, Orange County's going to, find themselves in a $163 million hole that they've got to fill, that they may not be able to even fill with property taxes, even if they raised it to the maximum level allowed.
Now that the state legislature has voted to dissolve Disney World's special Reedy Creek district, local officials say the responsibility to maintain and service that close to 40 square mile area will fall onto Orange County.
The moment that it dissolves, that money's gone, just gone. And instead what happens is, though, all the debts and obligations of Reedy Creek get transferred over to Orange County government.
That's an over $160 million obligation, something county officials say they don't have the money to cover.
That's a net sum loss for the rest of the taxpayers of Orange County.
Really, Orange County's only option would probably be to raise taxes on every single person in Orange County.
But officials say even if they raise taxes as high as they possibly could, it still may not be enough.
The Orange County government may have to raise property taxes 20 to 25%. And I'm not even sure they could do that because they may hit the millage cap under state law, and they may not even be able to do that.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Deming says even with the legislature's vote, the future of Reedy Creek is still unclear. And because of that, it's too soon to know what the county may or may not have to do.
The devil's in the details, and we quite simply today do not have the details.
Now, even though the mayor says the county doesn't have all of those details, Scott Randolph, the tax collector, says that the county really should start planning for this to happen because it could take that whole year to get everything in place when this does happen next summer.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.